Okay, so this is about how to fix your Samsung washer when you get a 4C or 4E error code. With mine, it was a 4C, and it's a part that looks like this, okay? Now, I've already done it, so I'm just going to explain some things to watch out for. And those of you that don't have a Samsung, you might want to watch the beginning of this video. What originally happened to mine, my washer was only a year and a half, maybe 2 years old. So my washer's fairly new. And when it broke, I was like, oh my God. It's like appliances break every 5 to 7 years. But I broke it myself. And I broke it without even realizing it. I have a black inlet hose. Those are the two hoses coming from the taps to your washer. And they were old. They were like 10, 12 years old. And there was black stuff coming from the inside of the hose. The hose has deteriorated to almost nothing. So if you're watching this video and you got this far, then if your hoses are, I don't know, 3 to 5 years old, go replace the hoses. They're cheap. I'm not running rubber hoses now. I'm running different type of hoses. I'll have a link in the bottom if you want to pick those up from Amazon. But that's what I replaced it with. Now, the Samsung washer has, this is where the hoses connect, by the way, has screens inside here. Well, originally we disconnected the hoses and took the screens out, and they were filled with black stuff, which we didn't know was coming from the black hose. So we cleaned it up, put it back, and the washer still had the error code of 4C. Well, then we realized the hoses were messed up because they were rotting from the inside out. So we bought new hoses and we replaced them. Cleaned out the screens. Figured, hey, we're good to go. Ran the washer again, got the error code again. This was the next step. This is what the hoses connect to. And this is referred to as an inlet valve. Now it looks real complicated, but it really isn't. This is only held in there with maybe, I don't know, 3, 4 screws. That's it. There's a hose on the back where you'll need a pair of needle nose pliers to clip and pull the hose off, and the rest just pop into place. Now, what I suggest is when this is inside your wash machine connected, get your cell phone, take a picture, so then you can see what color all these clips are, what's attached to it, and then you can actually see what hose is connected where. Because on the end here, okay, there's no hose connected to this on mine. On this one, there is. So you have to be, which wires connect on, which one does, and by taking a picture of it, you're not going to mess it up. Now, the hard part was taking the back off. When you remove the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 screws, the back, there's two big plastic things to grab and pull out and lift up. And when you do that, it feels like the whole thing's coming up, and that's what you want, but that's not what you're supposed to do. Okay, the back itself pulls out. So you lift up a little bit and then take a flat screwdriver and pull it out. But watch some other videos on how to get that back off. That's probably the trickiest part. Once you get the back off, take a picture of this thing, an inlet valve, and then you're off and running. Now, my particular model number on my wash machine was WA54R7200AW/US. I could not find that model number anywhere on the internet. I had ended up emailing a guy on eBay, and he was so nice. I asked him, I says, do you have this part? And he says, no, we don't. He said, but the actual part you're looking for is a DC97-15459H. So I did a search for that part, and I'll have all this information in the description for you. And sure enough, this part popped up, and it was on Amazon for like 30 bucks. Now, if you buy the original OEM part, the actual part that goes on that wash machine, you're going to spend over $110, $120. That's the only one that comes up. But the $30 part is out there. Now, I've taken it out. I put it in. Took me like 30 minutes, 35 minutes. And voila, wash machine's working fine. So you want to go directly from the tap. Make sure your hoses are good. Check your screens inside. They're all clean. And then if you still get the error, you got to replace this $30 part. And that's all there is to it. But like I said, this was my fault because my hoses were over 12 years old. I never thought about swapping out my hoses like anything. I figured it's a hose, right? But it's not. It seems like your hoses are going to deteriorate. They're going to break down. So if anything, If it's been over, I'd say 3 to 5 years, go replace the hoses on the back of your machine before you get into this problem. But this is an easy fix. If you have a Samsung washer that is giving you a 4C error and that is your model number that mine is, then I have a link in the bottom to the part you need. Go pick it up. And what it cost you? $30 to fix it? Would it cost you way more to call a repair guy and come in and do it when it's just a few screws and you just got to know what you're doing a little bit. I wish I would have took video through the whole process, but there are videos out there that show other Samsung washers, so I'm sure you'll get the idea. But the hardest part I found was finding the right inlet valve for my wash machine because of my model number, and I didn't see anybody else on YouTube posting this, so I'm going to post this with my model number so you exactly know where to get the part, and you're not spending 120, 110 bucks for a part when you can only spend 30. So, and replace those hoses on the back of your washers. They do deteriorate. Catch you guys on the next one.